Hey Aspire, Coach Evan here. Still here working on my self-quarantine beard, and I've got some more ideas for you to stay in shape while we're closed over at the gym. Today we're going to do a parallel bar conditioning circuit, and in order to do this we're going to actually need some of our own home equipment. Here I've got some parallettes. Now, if you don't have these, this is one of the most important pieces of home equipment you can have, and they're actually pretty simple to make. Parents might actually be a great project for you to do with your son or daughter. Just go to the hardware store, you just need some PVC pipe, some fittings, a saw, and some glue. There's a lot of resources out there. You can look it up on YouTube, all sorts of videos on how to do this. Doesn't take that long, and really there's so much you can do with these parallettes. Okay, I've already stretched and warmed up. Hopefully you've done the same. Always important to take care of that before you do any sort of workout to help avoid injury. Since I'm warmed up and ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and show you each station first, and then we'll put it all together to make it into a circuit. Station 1. Now, as I said, for everything we do today, we're going to be using these parallettes. If you don't have these yet, it's possible you could get creative here. Chairs, books, something like that. I would try to stay away from that unless it's very sturdy. Remember, safety is always a priority. So, all we're going to do for this station here is just your standard push-up, hands on the parallettes. Make sure, nice, tight, straight body. We're going to keep that chin up, and we're going to go elbows out today. Alright, if that's a little too tough, of course you can always do it on the flat surface. Everything we do here I'm going to try and give you different levels of, so depending on your ability, you can make it easier or harder to scale the circuit. Station number 2 is going to be a tricep dip. A couple important things to keep in mind here. As we start, you're going to lift up to a nice straight support position, just like when we did pommel walks last week. Now, as we do these dips, as we go down, it's very important that we don't just lean forward like that. Okay? Goal here is to push your elbows backwards as you bend down. Okay? I don't care so much if the hips drop a little bit. It's pretty tough to hold it up all the way. If you can, great. If not, no big deal. Again, most important thing, elbows back as we bend. Okay? If feet out in front is too tough for you, you can also bend your knees like this, and that'll just make it a little bit easy. As long as we're not doing forward and we're leaning back, we're getting the proper movement through our triceps that we need for our support strength. Station 3. Now this is probably the toughest station out of the circuit. It's actually a handstand push-up. Don't worry. I know we can all do that. So I'm going to show you 3 different ways that we can scale it to our ability. The first way to scale this is just a pike push-up on the flat surface. In order to do this, you'll put your hands and feet closer than a normal push-up in a nice pike position like this. Trying to keep this angle from our hand to our shoulder to our bottom as flat as possible. We'll keep our head in here. We're going to actually lean forward with elbows in as we go down and open the shoulder all the way back at the top. Forward, open. Make sure you have some sort of padding here. I've got yoga mats. If you want to use a pillow, something like that, want to make sure we protect our noggin. Second way to scale these, and I'm hoping that most of us can at least do this, is to use our parallettes and an elevated surface. Exact same movement. Go ahead and put your feet up on your surface in a pike position. Elbows will stay in as we go down, and open the shoulders at the top. And lastly, of course, we have an actual handstand push-up. I've got the parallettes here. Remember I mentioned a pillow before. That's to help protect my head and my neck in case we come down too quick. So for this, we're going to be a little bit away from the wall, because really as you finish the handstand push-up, I want you to open this shoulder angle all the way up to help promote a good handstand line. You can also use your foot to balance however you need to do it in order to stay safe and to have good support. If we can do it with legs together and barely touching the wall, great. If not, for example, I'm going to show you how I'm going to use one foot against the wall. All the way down, open. All the way down, open. And finally, for station number 4, we'll go ahead and add in a core strength position. I always like to have some sort of core conditioning in my circuits. Number one, because it's a really crucial area to work on as a gymnast. It really connects and helps keep your entire body tight. But also, it's kind of nice to have a little bit of a break for our arms in between sets. Today, we'll go ahead and just do an L hold, about 10 seconds. Nice and flat, toes pointed. If that's too hard, you can always move into a tuck hold. Try not to be down here. Goal is to keep your hands right next to your hips the whole time. All right, now that we know all our stations and how to correctly perform them, I think we're ready to get started. For this circuit, we're going to go 3 times through, and I want you to do 8 to 12 reps on each station and 10 seconds on your L hold. Remember, it's always important to work on proper technique. Anytime we perform something incorrectly, we're just reinforcing bad habits. Also, you might want to think about timing yourself. That way, if you go ahead and do this again in a couple weeks, you have something to shoot for and you can really track your progress. All right, let's do it. That was rough. Last set was pretty tough. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you all stay motivated, stay strong, and most of all, stay healthy. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.